I invite you to join a panel discussion to explore D3 Startup Showcase, an ecosystem approach for scaling climate tech. Please give it up for this panel discussion participants. Luis Policarpo Furtado, Key Account Manager at Spain at Instagrid. Charlotta Holmquist, Co-founder and Chairman at BLIXT. Dolf Joekes, Managing Director at Atmos, CEO Europe. Alice Maffezzoli, Sales and Business Development Manager at Group. Gilda Costa, Marketing Manager at Enline. And moderating this panel, we count on Khripko, Manager Ecosystem Partnership at Third Derivative. As you can see, they are just setting up the chairs. We'll wait a few seconds until they finish before you can come up. And I would just to let you know that we have a very busy panel now and a very busy panel later on, just straight away. So we might need to take a couple of minutes to change mics. I'm just letting you know to beg for your patience, okay? So in 2 minutes, you can come up and continue with your panel. Thank you very much. I believe we are ready now. Please, big applause to our panelists.
I can sit here if you can switch. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Welcome. We're super excited to be here. I'll just wait for, glad we got comfy seats. And welcome to our Third Derivative Accelerator Showcase. So we have actually 5 of our startups with us. And today, I guess, to context set, we're going to be really talking about it through the lens of an ecosystem approach. First I'll just give a quick intro about Third Derivative, but today it's about the startups. So after that, they each will have about 3 to 4 minutes to present their products and business models, where after you could ask them questions, or alternatively also visit us at our booth afterwards. Right, so I think looking at what is Third Derivative, what are we doing? So we are a climate innovation engine. We're also an accelerator, and how are we founded? So kind of our theory of change goes in two portions. So one, we look at the climate imperative. So we know that 2/3 of emissions are falling into this hard-to-abate sector, and we recognize that without new technology innovation that actually is cost-effective and scalable, we're not going to actually reach our goals. And we also see, obviously, that GHG emissions is also something that needs to be a solution as well, in addition to the abatement that we see. Kind of coupled with that, we have the acceleration imperative, we call it. So this means that the hard tech disruptors, we know that they have a longer path to market, and they're a little bit less favored, oftentimes from the VC sides. Since, of course, they have a higher regulatory, technical, commercial hurdles than other startups. And so this is how we were founded. We're the innovation engine that is trying to tackle that and to massively scale and obviously identify these technologies. And this is basically kind of a wrap-up. So we are a program of the larger Rocky Mountain Institute. This is one of the largest climate think tanks in the United States. It's 50 years old. It's about 700 plus people now. We are a program of it. And so we have that expert backing behind us. And I think just to highlight what we really try to do with all of you is try to get buy-in from these, so from the people in the room here, investors, corporates, market makers, for this kind of climate tech that we're going to hear from today. Quick highlights. So currently we have 198 climate tech startups in our portfolio, kind of mainly focused in the US, Europe, India, and a few in Southeast Asia. This is a global accelerator. It's remote. We have 77 countries covered across the RMI projects that we work with directly with the startups. At RMI, as I said already, 700 plus deep science experts. And within D3, we have 25 plus corporate and investor partners that represent almost every greenhouse gas sector. So far, since founding in 2020, we've made 1.1 thousand partner intros for our startups, and something that we're very excited to do. And in total, since joining D3, our startups have raised 1.7 billion from all sources. And last slide from me. What is the accelerator? So what are these startups part of? So it's an 18-month program, very low touch. We've received in total 2,500 applications. So it means that our portfolio is pretty curated. The acceptance rate is under 7%. Yeah, we have the RMI backing from market experts, economic analysis. We also do in-house investment theses that drive our selection. And yeah, we really try to kind of accelerate pathways to scale both with our corporate and investor partners. And on the QR code there, but you can also visit us at our booth, you could see the full startup portfolio. That's some of our partners, you can see. And yeah, for the best part now, the startup showcase. So how we're going to do it today, each startup will present, and then afterwards we'll have some time for questions. Yeah, and I'll let Alice start it from EH Group as the first one, and I'll pass the clicker on to you. Going to play a game of pass here.
Thank you, Alex. Yes, it works. Okay. Thank you for this opportunity. Nice to meet you. My name is Alice Maffezzoli. I'm the Sales and Business Development Manager for EH Group. EH Group is a Swiss company focused on the design and manufacturing of fuel cell based on an innovative technology. So our purpose, our goal is to displace pollutive diesel generator with our fuel cells by solving the problem of cost and complexity in the fuel cell market. We target large power, and large power in fuel cells means stationary, maritime, heavy-duty mobility in general, and aviation. This is where we think that fuel cell makes more sense, and this is also where we have our biggest competitive advantage. So what is new about our technology? We have basically redesigned the microstructure of our fuel cells, and the result is a fuel cell with 4 main advantages. So without going too much into technical details, but first of all, high power density. Then we have design flexibility, a very high system efficiency, and a great potential for cost reduction, but I'll go through it in a while. Our product portfolio includes stacks. We cover all the power from 1 to 300 kilowatt. 300 kilowatt is a unique feature in the market. Competitors, they have up to 100, 120 kilowatt. Thanks to the way we manage the fluid inside the stacks, we don't have this limitation, so that's why we can go up to 300 kilowatt. We also do systems, plug-and-play solution, starting from 20 kilowatt up to 250 kilowatt. For the 250 kilowatt system, we have recently received approval in principle from DNV for maritime certification. This is a major milestone for us, and maritime is one of our target markets. We also provide complete containerized solutions, so not only fuel cells, but also power electronics, heat exchanger, turnkey solution based on customer requirements, mainly for stationary and maritime application. Our stacks are designed for manufacturing. This is a key point for us. Since 2019, we have been working with a Swiss industrial partner on the development of a manufacturing machine. And this manufacturing machine is a complete straight-to process from rolls of raw material to a complete assembled stack at the end. And we target at scale to arrive to less than 100 euro per kilowatt at stack level. That is approximately 10% of the actual market price. Since 2020, we have been deploying our stacks and system over a large variety of applications. both in mobility. We started with some light commercial vehicles, forklift, and now we are focusing on larger applications like marine, mining trucks, and aviation, and also in the stationary market, from small-scale system up to megawatts for backup power for data centers, EV supercharger, construction sites, and many different applications. The company was founded in 2017 by Mardit Matian, who has over 20 years' experience in fuel cells, and Christopher Brandon, whose background is more in finance. The rest of the team were approximately 30, mainly all engineers. The majority is based in Switzerland. We also have a small part of our team in India that is focused on the software and on some on-site activities for our Indian clients. Our business model foresees two main scenarios. So either a normal supplier-customer relationship for our standard products, or something that we also like to do is to co-design and co-develop customized systems based on the client's requirements. We have raised up to today 17 million Swiss francs, 70 million euro, mainly from the founders, from some grants, and from some other investors. We are currently finalizing our Series A, so we are raising approximately 20 million with the main objective to transition from small-scale production to large-scale production. So what are we looking for? We are looking for investors that share with us the view on the role of fuel cells in the decarbonization process, and also for some industrial partners. So if you have questions, I'm happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, please save your questions for Alice until the end. And yeah, thanks for the presentation. So up next, we have Charlotta from BLIXT. Here to present.
Thank you so much, Alex. And we are BLIXT, based in Sweden. So very nice to be here in the warm and the cozy Bilbao. And we develop solutions for software-defined power. So what we see is one of the fundamental problems we are facing is our outdated grid infrastructure. It was built over a century ago, utilizing mechanical components and for one-way flow of electricity. But that's not good enough for introducing renewables, peak loads, electrification, and all that. So we thought, what if we could enable full programmable power and switch this static infrastructure into a real-time dynamic network? So that's where we come in with smart electronics and smart hardware. Because we see we cannot solve everything on software, we also need to really reinvent the fundamental infrastructure. So we focus on both current and voltage control technologies. We were the first company in the world to transform mechanical switchgear into digital multi-purpose devices, providing safety for AC and DC, enabling real-time monitoring and control of the power flow. But our latest innovation in voltage control makes it possible to connect any source with any load. So connecting AC to DC with practically eliminating the conventional conversion losses. So the secret sauce is to implement cell-level control of the battery cells, and with that we can enhance the efficiency and also prolong the lifetime of such units. And our uniqueness is backed by 553 patents. We are quite IP heavy, and we are so thankful for having the support from another deep tech partner as a third derivative. And our technologies can be implemented throughout the energy landscape, so there's no limits from residential, commercial, even up to space. So we had such discussions as well. But for the launch, we focused on a few selected launch markets, and one of them, this is a perfect installation for us, large manufacturing facilities, PV on top. They need backup power, they need fast troubleshooting, monitoring, and overall enhance the efficiency. We recently signed a contract with Havels. I didn't know of them before, but they control 25% of the market share in the OEM business in India. Second priority is backup power for critical infrastructure. So we engaged with companies like Ericsson, Vertiv, world leaders in data centers, telco base stations. Again, they need backup power, they need fast troubleshooting, and they need to really make sure they are energy efficient. And the market, needless to say, is huge, 500 billion, but equally large is the climate impact potential. So if we would make our grid infrastructure more resilient, more efficient, we're facing a big gain. And our team, we have experts in power electronics, of course, software side, very important, and myself, I've been an entrepreneur for most of my career. And in terms of backing from investors and partners, we are so proud to announce that we just closed our 5 million round, where we're supported with the Energy Revolution Ventures, also an investment partner from D3, and from Union Square Ventures, New York City-based. So thank you so much for your support. It's been a journey. Thank you.
Thank you. And yeah, actually, just a little side note here. We also have co-invested actually with ERV and ESV, and at the moment we're actually raising for our next fund to deploy for the startup. So please come see us if you're interested.
Yes, and now you're on the cap table.
And now we're on the cap table. So yeah, more family time. Great. Well, thank you so much, Charlotta. Up next, we'll have Atmos Zero Europe. So we have Dolf. And yeah, super excited that you're here in Europe now. They're originally a US-based company. So please tell us about it.
Thanks, Alex. Yes, this works. Great to be here, and thank you for hosting us. This is a great event here in Bilbao. So my name is Dolf Joekes. I'm the Managing Director for Atmos Zero Europe. And I'm going to talk to you in about 3 minutes about how we tackle industrial decarbonization. So if we want to meet our climate goals, we need to decarbonize industry. To do that, we need to decarbonize steam. Steam really drove the industrial revolution, but it's still powering much of industry today. 8% of global primary energy is used to generate steam. And because most of that is used by burning fossil fuels, that leads to the fact that steam, industrial steam, accounts for over 2 gigatons of greenhouse gas emissions. To put that in context, that's more than shipping and aviation combined. So that's the problem that we're solving at Atmos Zero. And to do that, we are developing a modular, mass manufacturable product that we can get on a learning curve to get the cost down to rapidly decarbonize industry. We call it Boiler 2.0. So this is a high-temperature heat pump. It's a modular system that doesn't require the integration of waste heat and can be scaled across manufacturing facilities worldwide very rapidly. We like to call it a product, not a project. And we believe that because we eliminate some of these waste heat integration costs that some of our competitors are grappling with, we are able to offer the lowest cost, levelized cost of steam, of decarbonized steam. So that's the final metric that our customers care about the most, the manufacturing facilities. What does every ton or every kilogram or kilowatt hour of steam cost me? And as we continue to increase our deployments and continue to drive down our cost, we believe we can be competitive even with natural gas in more and more areas, starting here in Europe. So we've gotten some great market traction. The company was founded a little over 2.5 years ago. We now have our first customer, which is a brewery, New Belgium Brewing in Colorado, where we're going to decarbonize their brewing of beer. They've already signed on to decarbonize all of their North American facilities. And in addition to our first customers, we're very excited to have 2 multinational, multi-billion-dollar companies in the chemical space that we're piloting our next systems with as early as next year. So we are a company focused on climate action, and we are ready to scale for global impact. So we've established our European subsidiary that I lead out of the Netherlands to really go to market here in Europe as well. We've established some key partnerships to help us with technology development and manufacturing. We have our first prototype system tested, and this size system will also be deployed at our first customer. And last but not least, we have just raised $21 million from world-class investors that we're super excited about. So what we're doing as a company is bringing this proof of concept from our facilities and putting it in the hands of our customers. And we are looking for partners, investors, customers who are ready to join us and ready for executing on climate action. So here in Bilbao, if you are interested in joining us for this ride to decarbonize industry, please come and see me. Thank you.
Thanks so much. So please, save your questions for Dolf, and just time-wise, we'll move on. So next startup we have is Enline. So we have Gilda here to present the product.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gilda. I'm a marketing manager at Enline, and Enline is a leading provider of digital twin technology and AI-driven solutions for energy assets. So nowadays, our power grids and other types of energy assets are causing a lot of trouble, even in our daily lives. There are wildfires provoked by them or unmonitored lines, and also we have a lot of outages and blackouts, especially in some areas of the world like South America. And these problems are caused, for instance, by the integration of renewable energy, which kind of is a paradox because we need it, but at the same time it causes trouble. And also they are congesting our lines, causing outages and blackouts, and overall we are having problems to being more efficient in terms of energy. So at Enline, our mission is to change the way business monitor, maintain, and optimize their energy assets. And we do this by applying features such as dynamic line rating, fault location, vegetation manager, and others. And these features help asset managers monitor their assets and take better decisions in their daily lives. Some of the things that we can do is optimize energy, so we are improving the efficiency of the energy assets, we're reducing losses, we are avoiding outages, among other things. And our basic technology is a sensorless AI-driven approach using digital twin technology, which means that we always try to not deploy any additional sensors. We use electromagnetic models, and so our operation can be very scalable. And also use AI because it's a way to be more efficient in our operation, but also to generate alarms and also to predict the future. And we use digital twin technology as a basis for everything, as our digital twins are dynamic, they work in real time, and so we have a very detailed replica of the actual asset working in real time, and all of that being over 95% accurate. We are present all around the world. We have developed projects with multiple companies in all continents. We have a very strong team backing us. We have power system engineers, AI specialists, among others. And we recently had a funding round with EIT, InnoEnergy, Santander, and La Caixa Bank. And we raised 3.5 million, meaning that it was very recent, but we are open for a Series A or other kinds of funding rounds. And we won recently the EIT Award, Venture of the Year, which we are very proud of, among other awards. And we welcome you to come join us at this sensorless revolution. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Great. So moving on to our last presentation. So many of you probably have already heard of Instagrid, and super exciting is that you're bridging into Spain as well now. So yeah, take it away.
Thanks. So who's Instagrid? Instagrid provides pure instant power to anyone, anytime, anywhere. We want to be the sustainable alternative to old-fashioned combustion engines that are commonly used on construction, events, film and media, and also emergency. We've been founded in 2018. We are headquartered in Ludwigsburg. This is quite close to Stuttgart. We are already 167 people from 35 different nationalities. We have offices around Paris, Helsinki, London, And now United States of America, thanks to our recently funding round that we closed of 95 million euros. That is also helping us to expand the team across Europe, in Spain, Portugal, and also Italy and Benelux. Our founders, Bastian and Andreas, when founded the company, have realized about two big problems. The first big problem is that 2 billion people daily were working off-grid. And the second big problem is that to do this kind of off-grid works, they were using old technology, old combustion technology. And behind a problem, there is also always an opportunity. The problem or the constraints of these kind of products is that they have big fuel costs. They make a lot of noise while using and not using tools connected to it. They make or produce or emit toxic fumes. Maintenance costs are quite high because you have to replace filters, oil, ventilation fans, and the rest of spare parts. And they are commonly oversized to reach a specific peak power, right? And this, of course, makes these products not really good for these verticals that I mentioned. But this is, fortunately, this is about to come to an end because many public and private companies are popping up with nice initiatives to change this and put pressure on the public entities. Thanks to that, Instagrid came with a solution which you can already see here, that makes no noise, no exhaust emissions, no CO2, of course. You can reduce up to 90% and 97% greenhouse gas emissions, and you can reduce the costs up to 80%. This is our flagship product, and the main specs is that it has 3.6 kilowatts continued power. This is quite a lot for such a small product. It has 2.1 kilowatt hour of autonomy. It has a peak power of 18,000. This is more than enough for construction, and it's quite light, only 20 kilograms. And you can plug it in a normal socket and charge it from 0 to 100% in 2.5 hours. These are the verticals we are focusing on. Construction is our main vertical. Then you have film and media, emergencies, especially in the city, in the center of Europe, and also events. In terms of achievements, we've already sold and shipped 30,000 units. In 2023, in 2024, we expect to achieve more than 55,000 units. Another achievement, 7.4 gigawatts delivered, energy delivered on the field, and 78 tons of CO2 saved. We will keep growing, we will keep moving forward, and this is the next range of products we plan to, actually they are already being under production, and soon will be in the market. You have my contacts if you have any interest on our product. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you so much. And just a quick side note also on the film set side, Instagrid is actually part of one of our focus cohorts called the Clean Mobile Power Initiative that we do with Netflix and Disney to basically, rally that industry around clean mobile power. So very cool, Luis, thank you so much. So I think we have about, let's say 5 minutes for audience questions. So if anybody has a question, you can raise your hand. All right, well, you can also ask the questions at the booth. But I actually have a few questions for you all before we wrap up. Namely, I think, our audience here is pretty investor heavy. So, okay, Charlotta, maybe you. So how would you, if you were to give one piece of advice as a hard tech startup to an investor, what would it be?
I could speak more than 5 minutes if we get through the fundraising. But on the top of my head would be two things. one, know what you're looking for, and the other part is, if you know what you're looking for, make sure you have the competence to actually invest in that space. So to give you concrete examples, we have been in talks with a lot of so-called deep tech VCs, but once we have a call or two, we realize deep tech for them might be software, but not really deep technology. So we were very lucky to find Energy Revolution Ventures that are one of the few that have PhDs on boards. They have specific experts in the field and the space they would like to analyze. So that helped a lot.
Right.
And the other part of, know what you're looking for. We can have another several calls with the VC, and in the end, it's like, oh, by the way, we cannot invest because of a very reason that they knew from the beginning. So either they have not been paying attention and paying respect to our time, or they have not done their own thesis. So that's the other opposite on USV coming on board, making their own judgments. What will be the next big thing happening in the world, programmable power? They are actively looking and finding BLIXT. So I think those would be my two takeaways.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Does anyone have any other input on, working as a hard tech startup with kind of the investment space, maybe within Europe? So I don't know, Alice, do you have any?
I totally agree on what has been said before.
Yeah.
So technical expertise to understand and to go deep in the technology, because that's mainly the reason why sometimes the best technology doesn't win, is because it's not understood, and
Right.
I think this is the key.
And just on a personal note, I think it's so liberating when an investor can show their enthusiasm if it is a good fit. I think it's a lot of, sometimes theater to have a better negotiation position. I don't know for what reason, but I also liked our two new investors because they just, almost were, wow, here you are. You're exactly spot on, which might have put them in a better or worse negotiation position. But I think it's very important that you show that I share your vision. I want to support you from day one and forward, because it's a relationship that will hopefully last for a very long time.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I think, I hope there's probably people in the audience that also agree with that. And I think, as a wrap up, I just want to make sure we summarize kind of how these folks in the room can work with all of you. So Gilda, could you just maybe 1-2 sentences on, how you'd like to work with those folks here today and what they can expect?
Well, as I mentioned, we had a funding round very, very recently, but we are always open to get more funding because it's important to scale up. But that's our main objective right now. It's to scale up, to grow, and we are already global, but we want to grow to go to more countries and just sell more, but also to make more partnerships like we have with Furtado as well, as a way to grow and be more innovative.
Great. Yeah, Luis, so 2 sentences on summarizing. Yeah.
Same here. We are always open to new investors. We've recently closed, actually in January, 95 million funding raise. We are always open to new partners that want to invest, but it should be always strategic partners.
Great. Alice?
So we are raising, so of course we are we are very, very open to talk to any investor, so this for sure, and also deployment. So if it's also industrial partner that would help to deploy more systems and get more data and get more systems on the field, so just to scale up.
Great. Dolf?
Yeah, sure. So we also just closed our Series A round, but we're definitely open to talk to investors. We want to grow our footprint here in Europe, as we see this as our primary market. So any strategic partners that can help us get there, I'd love to talk. Please come by in the booth or shoot me a note.
Great. And last but not least?
Yeah, with the purpose with our funding is to really deploy our products out in the field in various installation sites. So if you have anything that you think our technology would fit, we're happy to talk. And 5 million will only take us so long. So we are, of course, already having discussions with the partners for the next round.
Great. Yeah. Great. So, that's it. We're at time. Thank you all for being here. Again, they're looking for deployment, for funding, so please visit our booth to chat with them a bit more. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Alex.
Thanks.